Hello and welcome to this lecture on clearance. Clearance of a drug is the factor that predicts the rate of elimination in relation to the drug concentration. So we have to understand that it helps to predict the rate of elimination, and it can be calculated using the formula rate of elimination divided by concentration. Clearance for an organ such as liver or kidney that metabolize or eliminate the drug is determined by the blood flow to the organ. And the ability of the organ is to metabolize or eliminate the drug. If a drug is going to the liver, so the blood flow can be calculated using LVF, liver blood, F stands for flow. Or if a drug has been going to the renal or to your kidney, we can calculate using RBF, renal blood flow. So the clearance can be calculated if it again going to the kidney. The formula will be different from liver rate of elimination to liver divided by concentration or any other rule if the elimination is occurring. The two major sites of drug elimination are kidney and liver. Why liver? The question is that kidney, we know that kidney is responsible for all extraction of the your feces, your waste material, but how liver is helpful for elimination? The answer is very simple because I already discussed in my last lecture that liver is the site for metabolism or biotransformation of the drug. And this is actually also known as elimination. For example, we know paracetamol. The paracetamol actually metabolizes in the liver, and actually in liver it biotransforms into a toxic byproduct, which is known as NABBQI, N acetyl P benzoquinone. So you have to understand that the drug, if it like paracetamol, if you take the drug, have be going to the liver. In the liver, it have to be metabolized into a toxic byproduct. But this toxic byproduct is present in a very small amount. So it immediately detoxified by the liver. So you have to understand that the liver is the site not only for biotransformation of drugs, but it is also important site for drug detoxification. So if a patient is taking a drug and the drug has been metabolized into its toxic byproduct, the liver is responsible for its detoxification. So it means the liver is very important for eliminating the drug by detoxifying its toxic metabolites. Why? The question is that why the drug has been biotransformed into a toxic product. So the answer is very simple because you have to understand that drug is a chemical entity. So drug which you are taking orally, it has to be transformed into its active form or inactive form. And then this active form or inactive form will determine the therapeutic efficacy of the drug. We will discuss this thing in upcoming lectures. Let's discuss model of drug distribution. There are four models: Model A, Model B, Model C, and Model D. If you see in all four models, they are a little bit different. In the first model, there is no movement of drug out of the beaker. In Model B, you can see the route of elimination is present. In Model C, we found extravascular volume. What is meant by extravascular volume? It means the presence of interstitial fluids. Interstitial fluid. But there is no route of elimination. In Model D, you can see there is route of elimination, and there is also extravascular volume. And this Model D is more near to the real mechanism or real scenario. So you can see four different models. Their graph with time with concentration is different. In the first stage, as there is no route of elimination, you see the drug has been achieved steady state concentration and then it's stable with time because there is no route of elimination. In Model B, because of the presence of route of elimination, the concentration drop with the time and decline. In Model C, if you see, the concentration rise and then drops because of the presence of extravascular volume, or we can say the interstitial fluid in the tissue, such as cerebrospinal fluid, lymphatic fluid, amniotic fluid, that that helps to distribute the drug throughout the body. So you can see the drug concentration rises and then drop and then it maintains because there is no route of elimination. So, but the fourth model, it is more realistic because the elimination route is present, the extravascular volume is present, and we know that our body consists of elimination through kidney. Then we have different compartments. I already discussed that, like adipose tissues, muscle tissues. So the model D is more realistic, where you can see that concentration rise, then it drops, and it drops steadily with the time. But you have to understand that these all models, they are talking about the single dosage. Obviously, when you give the dose at regular interval, like 300 milligram of theophylline after 6 hours, then the slope will drop. I can explain. The slope will drop and then it rise again. After again the giving of the dose, then it drop, then again rise. As we see in our previous slides, I'm going back to the previous slides. Like in this case, the drug has been given, it maintained, and it drops, and then it rises, it drops. So we have to give patient a regular doses in intervals to maintain the steady state concentration until you stop giving them the drug, and then it going to decline. So this is very important to understand these models, and we will discuss more in detail in different topics chapter by chapter. So thank you so much for today's lecture.